Hello, primates. That's funny. Humans are primates. Humans are the great ape. The great ape. I was looking, what should I call you guys? And I started thinking about the laughter of a group. Like when you have a group laughing together, it really sounds like you're at a zoo. Yeah. That's how it sounds like. It's funny, right? Because the background, like, I guess I also laugh like this great ape, like a primate, right? It's so funny. And to think of that, let's try to distinguish ourselves here and be able to feel more than that. Because what I'm going to do in this video is try to explain to you something that is hard to believe, that, there's a power outage in Spain, Portugal. 50 million people are affected by this. And there's a form of art that I'm doing. Okay, back to let's think more about this great ape thing first, okay? We're going to distinguish ourselves here and being able to think outside of the box. Here's the thing, reality is much more than you think. So I look at this reporting here on the news and I think about this being inside of the box. So many scientists talking about what happened here, like electrical scientists. Sure, they're telling you about, where is it? Rare atmospheric phenomenon triggers huge blackouts. At the same time, I hear reports that the weather in Spain wasn't that significant, special in any way at all. And so what really happened here? And I want to remind you to feel more than a great ape, okay? Which is a valid statement. Humans, we come from the great apes, and we are primates. And I challenge you to think more and to not fall into the slippery slope of being too stuck in conventional thinking, okay? Because I've been trying for a long time to tell you what's going on here. And I guess I need to be really clear what's happening here. There is evolution, okay? Evolution means change, okay? I don't know what's happening here, to be perfectly clear. Exactly. I don't know perfectly what's happening here with me, okay? I don't know exactly what's happening. I have my theories, but so I'm able to paint things that become true. I'm able to perceive a future. And sure, let's talk scientifically if you want. So I made this video about um, making this painting of cutting the cord. And it's not the first time, okay? I've done this so many times and it's tiring how slow and like, let's be great apes, I started to think about the great ape and the slippery slope of just being too conventional in the thinking, and compare that to some kind of I don't know, okay, things things that I perceive, okay. which are beyond. I don't even want to talk about how beyond it is what I perceive, because you're not like most people are not mature to hear it, and actually it is counterproductive to even talk about it. It doesn't help me, it doesn't help what's going on here to to become clearer, okay? Not at this stage at all, at least. Um so so I don't know where to start. I'll just play this video from 4 days before the event of the great blackout of Spain, Portugal, 50 million people, a weird atmospheric phenomenon triggering this. Supposedly it becomes this. I heard mentioning some resonance, and still, um, in a way, yes, sure, my channel is censored, and it really is. And maybe there is a reason for it being censored, even though I don't approve. I don't approve of that. I don't approve of it, okay? Of course I don't. And I, yeah, it's just totally wrong to do that. Just so you know, you guys that are doing those things. Um, you're stopping comments from appearing. Whatever, guys. I will. I'll show you this video from 4 days earlier. So here's the thing: I can perceive a smorgasbord. I call it a smorgasbord because it's many things. I can perceive what's possible, and I can basically let's pick something, and I can explain it like in a somewhat scientific way, but so but I'm not prepared to do that right now. Maybe it would take some time. Let's just go to the painting that I did, and talk about that. So here's the thing: when I paint something, I know that it will become true. Oh, that's so that's so how do you say? It's so weird, right? It's weird. Um, let's look at that first, and let's continue talking later. A part of me feels that it's actually pointless to do this video because I've been doing this so many times. So I am. It's tiring to do this kind of videos where I explain like to the great monkey here that what is happening. You know, I'm really tired of talking about. I don't want to talk about what's happening. I painted what's happening. Do you get it? I painted it. I'm trying to be an an artist. Sorry, guys. So naturally, uh, a successful artist don't need to explain what's happening to you, okay? I wouldn't need to explain it. But somehow here I'm sitting, I'm trying to explain it to you, and I'm even calling you a great monkey, and it's supposedly okay to do so because that's the that's the origin of the species, okay? So let's all look at this great monkeys together and try to think outside of the box, because this is for real. I'm really tired of needing to even do this kind of videos. It shouldn't be me that do these videos. It's like, and so let's look at that, okay? And let's go, okay? Yeah, like breakdown of the great monkey. So yeah. Um,
Art that becomes truth.
Hello. I'll paint something. So this is very simple. There is no technique. Going to use this. It's a network that we do like this with, and then we have this coming out of it, okay? So this is, I don't know what to call this painting. It's here's the thing, these things that I do, they become true. The last one that I did was 8 hours before Myanmar. So it's very simple the way I do this. You know, this is the art, the painting started a long time ago. Let's maybe add something more, a bit of things like that to it. Why not? You know, let's add one of those into it like that. Perfect. So as I said, there is no technique here, obviously. It's just I have very, very intense inspiration to paint something, and that's how painting should be done. The difference is that this is a bit more, which I will talk about soon. I'll talk more about this soon. Okay. So, as you can see, this was painted and uploaded on April 24th. That's 4 days before the power outage of what's happening, as I understand, is actually quite similar to this, what I actually painted. So there is this network, and there were this problem in between the Spain Portugal part and the rest of Europe, something like that. Okay, so there seems to be, yeah, okay, so there is an immense validity here in what I'm doing. I'm telling you that it's a network. I am cutting the network with an axe, and then there is yeah, and it breaks. Do you see? Do you see here? And here's the thing. This is not the first time. So it is affecting Europe as we speak, right? It's still ongoing, and it is news here in the world right now. Today is April 28th, 2025, and this is what's probably going on right now is that there is some kind of advanced censoring going on. At the same time, there's a lot of people that are in some state of denial, you like there's a lot of people that I believe are trying to 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 make this normal, you know. um and of course it's not normal to be able to do like I'm doing here continuously, but still there are there is this kind of natural drive that everything is equal, everything is the same, everyone has the same abilities, everyone are one, you know, everyone are one and the same. And this is actually dangerous to individuality, and so I'm so against this. Um, so yeah, this is actually art, and I shouldn't need to explain what's happening, but otherwise this is forgotten. Like it's going to be forgotten if I don't talk about it. But still, there is a large chance that this is also forgotten because many things that I do are, and that's sad. Okay, it's very sad. So let's go back. So 50 million people without, wait, where's, that's better. 50 million people without electricity, and there's problems, and there is suffering, of course. Um, and maybe a part of you know, I don't know in what way I am censored here. I know that I am censored. I don't know in what way. I know that there are people that um, do realize what's going on here, and at the same time there is a natural opposition to what I do when it comes to regular people also, because yeah, it's it can seem inhumane. Yeah, like it can seem inhumane. The problem is that I'm not saying anything. um I don't know how to explain it, okay? There is no law that I'm breaking. I am not ruining anyone's reputation. I'm not black painting anyone. I'm not black painting any group. I'm not doing anything here that is wrong. Still, there is a power outage of 50 million people affected, and there is suffering, I guess. So how can this be? And also, I would like to add that these kind of things are like this kind of phenomena that's going on here is steadily increasing, getting more, um, getting more intense, and you know, in like yeah, like you know what I mean. It's getting more oomph, you know, more oomph in these things, and these things gets more oomph in them as yeah. So I don't know really what to say more here, other than um, other than I I perceived it, and I painted it, and when it comes to these things, I have like So if you believe me that I predict the future here, okay? Let's say that you believe me that I am able to predict the future. What the fuck? Yeah. Let's assume that you. Wait, I want to fix this so it's better. Better. Okay, it's too much place here. Let's assume that you believe that I'm actually doing this. Okay. Well, so in that case, I'm going to inform you that it's not really predicting. It's like I really feel that from my experience here that I got it's like there is a sense of causality here. In other words, something happened, something occurred here. It's not only it's not only me looking like, oh, what's going to happen in the future, right? It's not only that like that. It's more like it's more like as I mentioned before, there's a ball flying in the air and I grab it. Like um, um, what is it called? Um, yeah, I don't know the word for it right now, but it's a bit late here, so uh, yeah, I should have made this video earlier, but I didn't have the time. Wait a moment, I'll take a glass of water and it will be easier to speak, okay? I don't want to do this again, so wait 15 seconds or something, okay? 20 seconds, I'm back. Mm. So here's the thing. I can do this again, okay? And again and again and again. And it gets more and more ridiculous, or ridiculous to the great monkey, The great monkey will continue to just, oh, maybe there is a completely logical explanation to what's happening here. In a way, it is logical, but you need to think out of the box still. Yeah, I am a man of logic. Yeah, I am. And that means that, yes, this is explainable, but you need to think outside of the box. Until you do, um, yeah, I don't know what to say, okay? Um, so, it's like I caused this, guys, okay? I'll tell you, okay? It's my fault. Like, I did it again. Sorry. Oops, I did it again, right? Oops, I did it again. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'll calm down. It's late, okay? I did it again. Okay. Oops. That's basically it. And so it's all it's in the perception, okay? And then I'm able to like grab for it, via whatever. I don't need to do painting really. I don't need to do that. So that is the thing. It's really maybe there is someone here trying to figure out how to, you know, in today's world you believe that a system can control anything or anyone, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think I don't think AI can do anything about what's going on here, for example. I don't think anything can do anything about this, in the most modern society of 2025. I don't think it's possible. Okay. Um, because I consider the brain to be this mm, quantum computer basically, and there is a way to explain that, but that's how I that's how I see the brain, as it's a quantum computer. Um, and yeah, I mean, there's so much to talk about when it comes to this subject. Um, to the art that, and as I said, what I did here is it's actually really hard to do. You believe that I just draw this. It's ugly. It's not even pretty here what I did. It's not pretty. But it's still it's still art. Even though it and it's horrific. But what should I do? It's how it is. It's reality. And so in the modern time, the great monkey wants to do systems um, that are optimized for highest possible efficiency, right? Let's optimize. Oh, the problem with optimization is that it becomes sensitive. These giant systems, like big complex systems, are impossible to properly uh, understand. How do they work? And so, directly when things become complicated, they become fragile. So, I just want to repeat something here again. Let's assume for a while that you agree that I predict the future here, okay? So, as someone that predicts the future, I'm going to tell you that that's not entirely how it is. I already said this, but I'm going to tell you again. It's not entirely predicting the future. It is. I'm like, the reason why it's working at all is because I am involving myself in it. That's this, right? I did this. And by doing like that, it becomes a causality, a cause and effect. So if these things were admitted to be real, if people actually thought outside of the box, and we had a society where it was like that, then this kind of thing wouldn't be accepted for me to do like this. Something like that. It would be seen as, I don't know, okay, I don't know how it would be, but it's not accepted to, it's not admitted to be real even, you know? And, but it is real, and I can just, you know, I even mentioned in this video that I painted 8 hours before the Myanmar earthquake, right? And you know, whose fault? Oops, I did it again, right? You know, and again and again. Oops, I did it again, you know? I don't know, you know? Why isn't the sound working here? Wait a moment. Okay, that's how it works.
I'm dreaming away, wishing that heroes they truly exist. I cry watching the days.
So guys, Britney Spears, oops, I did it again, right? So, I don't know what to say more in this video, you know, it's quite obvious what happened here. If you are able to think as a you know, unconventional thinking great monkey, you know. And I hope you are able to think like that and see evidence that I repeatedly present here. And it's a it's weird, you know. It's really weird, all of this. But it's fact. This is fact. Okay, it's fact. Okay, I don't know what more to say, you know. Let's repeat what happened here. Sorry, I'm thinking about the oops, I did it again. 50 million people, power outage, 4 days after I paint. Cutting cord, I cut a network, and I tell you that this is going to become true. We're going to discuss it soon, I say in the video. Now, a few days later we see this, and there is this silly denial on my listeners and probably decoders out there. You believe that this is fake, like, or you believe that I'm reading too much into things. No, I'm not. This is a real phenomena. I know what's happening here. And so does Britney Spears. She knows exactly what's happening here. So um I was supposed to show my where is it? My video. My video. Where is that? Oh, yeah, here it is. Found it. So sorry for all the wait here. I'll just play this again. So here's the thing. I know that this is going to become true, so therefore I say like this in the beginning.
Art that becomes truth.
Art that becomes truth, right? Hello. I'll paint something. It's a network that we do like this with, and then we have this coming out of it, okay? So what I did was 8 hours before Myanmar. It's very simple the way I do this. You know, this is the art, the painting started a long time ago. Let's maybe add something more, a bit of things like that to it. Why not? You know, let's add one of those. So yeah, so this painting, you know, it's supposed to be really clear what happened here, but then again, if people do one way of work throughout their lives, that's how it is. Like, modern society is very specialized. It's specialized. People specialize. This specializing robs of the ability to think in a broad way, okay? Thinking outside of the box is more problematic when, and so it's hard for people to see what's happening here. And those that do, maybe you believe that, you know, I'm you want to say mean things maybe to me, which I don't like. I don't, and I don't accept that even. So you need to behave. You need to be mature about this and talk here. You can talk here. You can, yeah, go on. I can respond to your questions if you have any. um, but so okay, I think I'm done with this presentation. It's not a good presentation, but this is what happened. And I know this is incredibly like irritating. That is this what reality is about, you know? I was supposed to explain to you how things work, but like I could talk more passionately and more in detail and more like be more sharing and, you know, But the problem is that there is no comment here, there's no sharing of my videos, there are almost no likes, no one. Yeah, that's how it is. And so maybe my video is less informative. You get to see Space, what's her name? Britney Spears singing. That's it, right? You get to see me sing. Oops, I did it again. But and also the last time was Myanmar, right? With all the all those connections. And now we have this, Now we have this. It's the great monkey has a lot to think about. The great monkey has a lot to think about. That's for sure. A great monkey has to think. Yeah. Or oh, sorry, great ape. Or is it great monkey? Wait. um sorry. The correct scientific the correct scientific term is great ape. You're a great ape, right? That's it. The great ape. Uh, so that's it. The correct scientific term. Yeah. So the great ape has a lot to think about now. That's how it is. Um, so as I said, I don't know what to do. As I said, I will continue to paint. I simply paint. It's very innocent. I paint. It's just paint, and that's it. As I said, I don't necessarily need to paint, but that's a way that I have chosen to express myself at certain times. At certain times, I decided to paint because, yeah, I know it feels like the right way of communicating. But the great ape has problems to reason here. What's happening? The great ape has hard time adding one and one together. That's for sure. And yeah, I hope that we'll get past this hard time. Okay. Um. So okay. One more thing, guys. If you stayed this long, this painting is free. If you want to have the painting, you come and you come here and tell me that you want it, and I'll give it to you. Yeah, you just need to. What you need to do, you need to confirm that you know what happened here. Okay, that's all. Then it's yours. I don't feel right to sell something like this. It doesn't feel right. It feels even immoral to do that because I mean that's how I feel currently. So if you want this, or if you want the Myanmar painting, come here and I'll give it to you. You can only have one. You can only So there are a few to choose from, but I believe the the latest ones that I did are the most clear, like what happened, like it's really clear what's happening here. The other ones, some of them I didn't collect, I didn't present the evidence for what happened. Things happened, I never presented it. Some of them. I never told you what happened. Some of them. I don't know, I don't present everything in a perfect way always. So but sure, if you want to have this one, the oil paint hasn't dried. The same with Myanmar painting. The paint hasn't dried. Okay? So I repeat, you need to think about this great ape. Think outside the box. How am I able to tell you that this is going to become true? And then 4 days later, it becomes true. How does that work? How can it be like this? I don't talk to anyone, guys. I don't talk to anyone. I don't, and I even stopped listening to videos of people talking about decoding reality, and those that decode how our reality works with numerology and things like that. I stopped listening to everything, and still I can still do this, And so, how can that be? How can it be like this? Well, it's just how it is. Um, so there's a lot to think about. The group has a habit to pick on those that are different, pick on them, and try to make them into try to paint them black, try to do things like that. So you cannot look over your shoulder and ask someone else what they see going on here, but because the group is going to tell you that uh, this is delusional, something like that. This is not delusional. It's like it's the opposite. Intelligence is about um, hmm, how do I how to explain this? Intelligence is the ability to predict. That's it. Intelligence um, thinks about what will be, like tries to make an evaluation of the future. That is basically intelligence. So if I can think beyond, like that's what I do. Okay, I think I perceive the future in a beyond way, and this is intelligence. This is intelligence. This is not um, this is not delusional. It's the opposite. So a lack of intelligence means that you don't predict the future, and you hurt because of that. In this case, when it comes to intelligence, there's also the factor of the group and the scapegoating of picking those that are different and exiling them from the community, which is something that intelligence is not really protected from. So having intelligence, you can still get hurt. So, so yeah, this is intelligence. This is not delusional, is what I'm trying to say. Because of the fact that intelligence is the ability to predict and act on those predictions. It's basically like that. So that's it. So I hope that you are a great ape that can think outside of the box. And I'm really tired of doing these kind of videos where I actually need to explain what happened. I'm really tired of doing that. It goes against the whole idea of painting, because a painting is supposed to be experienced, which it is, right? The painting is experienced in Spain and Portugal. So in a way it is. But ideally, ideally, I wouldn't need to do this video at all. Ideally, it would be the best. So as I said, as usual, I continue to do these kind of videos. I continue to do this, while the great ape is in the box. And that's sad. It's sad to see. But whatever, that's how it is. I hope that I'm getting through to you or any one of you here. And just so you know, if you think that I'm insensitive, you have to know that this has been going on for so long. And the first times I realized that it is like this, I felt, I cried, and yeah, oh, wait, yeah, I felt, how do you say, bad conscience and things like that. Yeah, but, you know, there's been a few years, there's been years here. I've been knowing, like, some of the things that I've done have seemed weird, it seemed not something that can be, like, it doesn't, some of them didn't seem entirely normal that I did, okay, and it can be painted in a certain way, and that's sad, because it's been my kind of personal evolution to, for example, so I realized that there is a strength in animals, a strength in animals, in, yeah, and this is really hard to get to people. I'll not talk about it, and I don't involve myself with animals, animal strength, it's a form of strength in animals, and I don't involve myself in that anymore, because it doesn't, it's not pedagogical, I lose you, like a listener. I lose you because you are totally unable to to think of, or to follow what I'm doing when I involve myself with that, because animals has this spirit also, in them, um, and I don't do that anymore, because it's it doesn't look totally okay to do, or it doesn't look normal, you know. This kind of looks normal, you know. I'm just painting something and it becomes true, like, oh, that's normal, you know. Um, I mean, it's more normal. It's more easily to follow what's happening here. So as I said, I really hope that I don't need to do these kind of videos. It's tiring to me. It's good that I made this shorter video also, so that there is a short video. This is just a long video, you know. Um, so I do feel that, as I said, you know, let's end this video now. I think I'm getting tired now, so let's end it. So see you another time. Bye bye.